So Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks get a massive win on the recruiting trail as five-star offensive tackle Josh Conerly Jr. out the class of 2022 picks the Ducks over the likes of USC, Oklahoma, Michigan, Miami, and the Washington Huskies. We need to talk about why this five-star tackle out the state of Washington is such a big win for Dan Lanning and break down what this all means. Before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, Y for yes, N for no. Are you surprised that Conerly picked Oregon? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it, and we're on our push to 15,000 subscribers, and I'd love to have you a part of the community. And if you enjoyed the content, like and comment down below, as those interactions are massive. But with all that being said, let's hop right into this. And this is a major win. Look, anytime you can get in a five-star player, you love that. But anytime it's a five-star offensive lineman, it's just such a massive win. I talk consistently about trench warfare and why, if you can win in the trenches, you're giving yourself exponentially higher chances at success elsewhere on the field, whether we're talking offense or defense. But a five-star offensive tackle with the caliber athlete that Josh Conerly is a great win for Dan Lanning. He's an incredibly talented athlete that has a lot of burst, and this is the type of prospect that if you're in the midst of a quarterback battle, you're more excited about the future with him on your team. Now, let's get one thing clear. I'm not saying that to say that Josh Conerly Jr. is a lock to start for Oregon as a true freshman. Anytime you're making the jump from high school football to college football, it's a drastic difference. But that difference is exponentially increased on the offensive line, where there is such a large gap in the difference in speed, size, strength, and technique required to successfully play the position. That's why I'm never surprised when we have freshman offensive linemen, whether they be 4 stars or 5 stars, come in and not contribute as true freshmen. It's a really tough position to grasp from a technique standpoint, and a lot of these guys need a year in the weight room. However, Conerly Jr. is someone where if he gets the system, sky's the limit for the possibilities he can give the Oregon Ducks. So he's someone, while I wouldn't be innately surprised if he started as a true freshman, it's just always worth talking about that difference and how drastic it is, because I think sometimes we as fans can forget. But this is a big win for Oregon because Conerly was choosing between some heavy hitters in the recruiting department. Miami, having Mario Cristobal just come from Oregon to the Hurricanes, was an enticing thing, I'd have to imagine, for Josh Conerly Jr. having that established relationship. But this is a great sign for Oregon fans. Dan Lanning just went into Washington, got the #1 player out of a rival state in your conference, but also a guy that had an established relationship with a former offensive line coach in Mario Cristobal. On top of that, Lincoln Riley introduces himself into the conference at USC, and there's so much hype around the Trojans right now. You were able to keep Conerly away from the Trojans, not to mention Michigan coming off of the season they're coming off of. Though the college football playoff berth ultimately didn't end the way they would like, they made it to the dance, which has proved to be incredibly difficult. And then you have the Oklahoma Sooners, who are very excited in their head coach, Brent Venables, but they also have Bill Bedenbaugh, an established offensive line coach that's been synonymous with success in developing guys and sending them to the NFL. So this is a great victory on the recruiting trail for Dan Lanning and the Ducks. It's going to be interesting to see how they progress through spring, what they look like come fall, and ultimately when the season starts. But if this is a glimpse of what you can expect from a recruiting standpoint, you like how you're sitting right now. Very interested in hearing from Oregon fans. Hop down to the comments and let me know what you're thinking about all this. That's it. See ya.